Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Static Crypto Show, where I dissect the hidden side of crypto. I'm your host, Blue Hawk Legend, and today we're gonna backmask David Swartz and Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple. As usual, I'm gonna play some clips forwards, then backwards, then break it down afterwards. So, if you're new here, share this video, smash the subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You guys don't have to, but again, it would help immensely to grow this new YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. First off, we're going to start with Brad Garlinghouse. Now, what he says, his first word he says that I found was Solana. Came out crystal clear, plain as day. Obviously, Brad's all about XRP, but we know how things really work behind the scenes. These people all work together for the most part, even though publicly some pretend to hate each other and their tokens. That's just to put out the effect to us, to the public, that there's a bunch of fighting going on, but there's really not. But I'm gonna show you guys what comes after the word Solana. You won't believe it, trust me. Another confirmation, just like the other Ripple decode videos I did last week with the same words. So, let's dive in.
Very excited to get back to Apex. The biggest one yet was last year in Amsterdam that has grown almost so on orbs in my estimate area. I get in a lot of trouble because I know things that I'm not supposed to say, and I forget what I'm your Okay, we're running overtime, and I'm sure someone's going to yell at me soon. They said no one yells at me. It was like no one this. I believe we need to, as a community, continue to support and find ways to support.
All right, so real quick, right off the bat, Brad says Solana, just like I said, but right after he said hurry. Now, just like I believe it was the last video where Solana was also said and hurry. I mean, clearly Solana, even though I don't like it, I think it's garbage, it's gonna do some pretty big things. I've heard some pretty big announcements, also some current news articles. I might pop one or two up here on the screen, but they're making some moves here and there, so we'll see what happens. I think it's mainly just garbage, but hey. Apparently these other companies don't think so, these other governments don't think so, but maybe it's all part of the plan. They're going to use Solana to, have people invest their money in it and just rug pull the whole thing or crash it. We'll see. After that, Brad says, I know. He says this, okay? You can hear it. He says, I know things I'm not supposed to say. But then backwards, he says, metal pay. Okay? He said the words metal pay and family assets right after that. That is huge. That is another confirmation. Just like I said in the other videos where I believe metal was also said by Brad, it's pretty wild, man. So this is the second time. I think David said it also, but I can't remember in the other decode, the David Schwartz decode I did. But I know for a fact Brad said it in the other video I did. So that's twice now. He then says SSA and BNB. And again, just like the Schwartz video last week, he said SSA also. So could that mean the Social Security Administration? But also the BNB token. I don't hold BNB, but maybe I should look into it. With confirmations like this, and Binance being the biggest exchange in the world, the biggest crypto exchange, it might be a smart idea for me to invest in it myself. I'm just saying. So we're going to go on now to the David Schwartz, so let's roll that footage again.
We're not exactly sure how we're going to support some of these more sophisticated quickly using tools that they're familiar with without having to sort of go through that been an active community, and we decided that our infrastructure custody is, in my opinion, something brings up. I mean, one of the things I don't think you could have predicted, and certainly when I joined
The A&M doesn't require somebody to actively be placing offers into an order book.
Now, David says need an exit, Elon Musk and Herschel. Does he mean Herschel Walker, the former NFL player and candidate, or Herschel Mehta? He's a private investor at Meta Ventures Family Office Investments from India. He's a VC, venture capitalist, and is currently investing in unlisted US-based companies. Now, we know Ripple helped out these other governments like Ripple China, Ripple Russia, Ripple Singapore. It's there. The evidence is there. Could there be a collaboration here with India? Another collaboration with this guy? Maybe there's another Herschel involved in David's life? Possibly, but I have a feeling it might be somewhere around India leading to this. There's really nobody else that I've seen named Herschel that is prominent in the crypto community. So, I mean, there's only two options here that I see. Maybe you guys know another. But it is very interesting. David also says dead asset, which brings me back to need an exit in Elon Musk. I hope they don't mean XRP, but then Brad says we invest. They invest in dead assets? I mean, this could go either way, meaning if they could keep a bullshit Ponzi scheme going, but it could also mean that they're looking outside of Ripple and XRP for other opportunities, like Hidden Road, like Medico. Who knows what else is next? But this could be a very, very big possibility.
Additional liquidity. That's important in a lot of cases. So we have a DEX already that has a central limit order book. So it's not like there's no liquidity. So on many platforms, there's no other way to get liquidity. But they have different strengths and weaknesses. An order book is really good for very popular pairs, like, XRP to RLUSD when RLUSD is launched. Sorry, really popular.
Which support. Before we leave some of this topic, I'd love to hear your theory.
As a smart contract chain with chains like the EVM side, maybe.
Ability in bringing that to the XRPL via kind of EVM side house, maybe.
Time. And he shared his ideas, and we were seriously though. Vitalik had some great ideas about smart contracts on layer one, and at one point he stayed on step. That's not it. Seriously.
So, after David said the AMM doesn't require someone to be placing offers, he says backwards Britto and Elon rebuild it. And what sounded like Elon Musk, you're out. Again, does this mean they are rebuilding the XRPL or the AMM? Maybe something else? Maybe they're rebuilding Doge in their own vision? Possibly. But then David talks about the DEX on liquidity and again says Elon and Britto, the launch. You heard that clearly. Could there be a secret project that these two are working on together? Thanks to Not Financial Advice Crypto, we know the Elon connections with BG123, and he made some very interesting discoveries. You guys should definitely go check that video out if you haven't already. After they both said, Brad and David said, yes, maybe, David mentioned Vitalik, Buterin having good ideas, but backwards, he said that's not it. To me, that's pretty funny. I always thought the Ethereum was garbage, especially with the high gas fees. I believe it's been hacked twice. But right after, he says, must stack loss. Seriously. Could Ethereum be going down soon? Maybe, maybe not. They could be using it as another rug pull. It's very, very possible. But I'm going to let the rest of this play out for you guys. You can listen to it, and we'll talk about it afterwards at the end about what is at the end, which is very interesting because in the other video, the other Michael Saylor video, the same thing was said, but it was said by Michael Saylor and not David.
Concepts of, Ethereum staked out its own place in the landscape.
Yeah. Hi.
Bakes now on the seal.
Hi.
Bakes now on the seal. We didn't call them stable coins, but we had stable coins in the very early release. Seal.
Make it accessible.
Yeah, it's funny that those concepts like have names now.
So how it started.
I think the very earliest Saylor.
We're supposed to cover certain things, but I already warned the team that we might go anywhere here.
Who's going to criticize him, right? Adoption, where like ordinary people would build.
David truly is. I mean, for those of you who don't know all of David's background, he truly is not just the co-creator of the XRP ledger, but he also is or even before that, involved with some of the earliest days of the Bitcoin.
Alright, so going back over it real quick, the last few words were the sale, Saylor, the alliance, Saylor, invest, asset. Brad said hurry right after that. There will be, milk it, which we heard milk it from Saylor in the backwards audio video we just did last week. He said it 5 times. And that's interesting because we're hearing it again right here. And his name is attached like one after the other. It was literally a second right after it. Back to back. It's in the, you can hear it in the audio. Then it says Saylor, obey the law. And what I didn't put in there was invest. That was like the last word at the end. Why did he say milk it? Is there subconsciously something that, like I said, Michael Saylor is going to actually milk maybe his stockholders, his investors, maybe Bitcoin holders? Possibly. This is major speculation here, but I can suspect that the more we go through these audios, that the more we're going to find. That's for damn sure, because we have found a lot. Going over all these words, I mean, just the last half of this, Britto, rebuild it, Elon Musk, Britto. I want it. SSA was snuck in there. He ate it up. The launch. Elon said, I must have it. He ate it up at the launch or lunch. I'm pretty sure it was launch. It sounded like launch. Hurry. Yes, maybe. Bro, you missed it. The asset. That's not it when he was talking about Elon. Must stack the loss. Seriously, the sale. I mean, just like I said, this is a story backwards, okay? You can try to a little bit to match it up in the forward audio, and it kind of matches sometimes, but again, it's kind of half and half. Most of the time, the conversation in the backwards audio is completely different, which is a completely unique conversation in itself between those two people's subconscious, I think. It just brings out some very intriguing words and ideas that they're saying here that reveals to us even more the truth of what these guys really think, of what's really going on behind the scenes. This brings it out. You can see it, it's clear, it's here, it's right in your face, it's right there. Now, the more videos we do, I might do a Larry Fink video next. I got 2 or 3 of them lined up. I got a couple more David Swartz, 1 or 2 Brad Garlinghouse. I got another Jed McCaleb and a Chris Larson video lined up. There's some very interesting words in there also, and it's just, I'm telling you, when you line these words up, it's just a completely different story. It's just amazing what is in these audios. It is completely mind-blowing, and nobody's really watching these videos. Again, just starting out this YouTube channel, so building subscribers pretty quick, building viewers pretty quick. This is going to blow up eventually when people get wind of this and you, oh my God, and they find out. Yeah, it's massive. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying. I will see you guys on the next one.